In this video, I'm going to give you my first impressions and review of the brand new Nike Vomero Plus. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you checking this out because today we are going to dive into the new Nike Vomero Plus. This is going to be slightly different from a lot of the reviews you've seen, which is I am a very new runner and I'm going to be giving you my what may be limited point of view as a new runner and this shoe and my experience with its baby brother, the Vomero 18, and how these stand up against each other. We're going to break this review down into a couple of different stages. I'm going to give you my background with the Nike Vomero and thoughts on this shoe. I'm going to give you the specs. I'm going to give you who I think these would be great for, who maybe they're not great for, and my thoughts and feelings after my first couple of runs. So without further ado, let's jump in. So start with a bit of background. When I saw this shoe announced, I just had to get one. I was very curious. I'm probably worth explaining what my journey with the Nike Vomero range so far has been. So my first ever running shoe or proper running shoe was the baby brother, which is the Vomero 18. Looking a little bit worse for wear now and got plenty of miles on them, but I love this shoe. Probably 2 weeks into my couch to 5K journey when 60 and 90 second intervals were tough, I decided to invest in some new shoes, headed down to the high street. At the time, I wasn't even savvy enough to know where specialist running shops were, and I grabbed myself what were fairly newly released at the time, the Nike Vomero 18. I loved this shoe. It was just a huge game changer for me and enhanced my running. I love this shoe and it got me all the way from starting and working through my couch to 5K journey, eventually graduating and then completing my first 5K and even 10K race, coming in under 1 hour, which is a huge achievement for me. It's actually the medal for both my first ever 5 and 10K are on the wall here. And I did everything in the Nike Vomero 18. So when the Plus was announced, I couldn't not check it out, especially given I've now got a decent amount of miles on the original Vomeros. In terms of specs, let's start with a fairly basic summary of the shoe. The Nike Vomero range, which comes in the Vomero 18, you've then got the Plus model here, and what is soon to be kind of the premium model. But the Vomero is your comfort shoe. It is max cushion, super comfort, really built to take some serious mileage and protect you while you're doing it. And it's built for those easy runs, recovery runs, long runs. These are gonna get you through those miles and do it while looking after you all the way. This beauty will set you back £155, which is £20 more than the Vomero 18. And on launch, it comes in some beautiful colorways, as you can see now. Now, I kept it simple and went for the black, all black version. I think that's really cool and sleek, goes with a lot of my running gear, but main reason, I always seem to buy white running shoes, and after about 12 seconds after I leave the door, they look like absolute shit. Figured I'd go for the black this time and keep them nice and clean and looking fresh a bit longer, or certainly that was the plan. But some of these colorways are absolutely stunning, and should I invest in another pair, that'll be what I'm looking at. These shoes are gonna weigh in at around 300 grams in a UK men's size 10, which is a little bit lighter than the Vomero 18s. And worth noting, these have got a 45mm stack with a 10mm drop for you spec and stat nerds out there. In terms of my thoughts so far, guys, I've used this shoe for my easy runs and long runs so far, and I am absolutely loving it. Super comfortable, super cushion, not feeling the impact on my legs, and that's letting me just go for longer and much more comfortable, which as I'm a runner progressing and trying to really maximize my time on feet and things like that, that for me is a huge plus and one of the main things I'm looking for in a daily trainer for most of my runs. One thing I will note, guys, is that in the snappier paces, which for me is anything above 6 minute kilometers, it certainly feels a bit more responsive than the original Vomero 18. So I think this one has a bit of an edge when you want to pick up the pace. It can certainly get there with you as well. Not that the 18 can't, but this one certainly felt a little bit more responsive and felt like it had a bit more push when I wanted to just pick up the pace a little bit. One noticeable thing with the new Vomero Plus is these are all ZoomX foam. and my God, are they cushioned. And ZoomX is like the super premium foam you're gonna find in your Alpha Flies and your elite of the Nike shoe range, whereas the traditional Vomero 18, not sure if you'll see it on there, is actually a mix of ZoomX and ReactX. So whereas you've got both foams in that one, this bad boy is 100% of the elite Nike foam to really ensure you're getting the best kind of cushioning on feet that you can buy. Another noticeable change between the Vomero 18 and the Plus is certainly the grip on the bottom. Now this has got the complete kind of waffle grip all the way through, whereas the 18 does have it in pieces and it's certainly missing some in the middle there. And after running in this for a couple of runs, you certainly do feel the benefit, and this thing grips like an absolute beast. As well as gripping to the floor, let's talk about gripping to your foot. And I find this a really good fit. No heel slippage, super snug, super tight, super firm. No complaints there from me. And as someone with super wide feet, where some shoes can feel quite constrictive and tight, again, super comfortable, no issues. In terms of fit, top marks. To sum up, guys, this is a super comfort shoe, and it's going to make you getting those long runs and easy runs and recovery runs where you want to protect your feet an absolute dream. And I will say, after having put miles in both now and done some serious miles in the original 18s, this is even more comfortable. If you can stretch the extra 20 pounds, I would pick this shoe over the 18. I suppose next, a really good thing to kind of talk about is kind of what would you pair this shoe with for those of you who are into shoe rotations. And I'll tell you my advice as a new runner, which is very limited, but as you all know about this channel, I'm going to document all the things I learn, and you're here to learn along the way with me by probably watching the mistakes I do, not necessarily the things I can teach you. But my current shoe rotation is, of course, we're repping the Vomero Plus for all of my easy runs, long runs, any recovery runs, and things where I really want to minimize the impact on me, which I love this for. And I've coupled that with a speedier shoe, which in my case is the Adidas Boston 13. Now I love wearing this for my tempo and interval runs and things where I've got pace targets and nippier work. What would also work really well is the Evo SL, which is a bargain at £130. But this plus this, I think, is an incredible two-shoe rotation to handle all the different types of runs you're going to be doing, whether you're on a plan or training for a race. I think the combination of these two is going to have you absolutely covered. Next up, is this shoe right for you? Well, I think that very much depends on what you are looking for in a trainer. If you are looking for a race day shoe, it's probably not for you. There are much other options out there. This, as mentioned a lot in this video, this is a max cushion, max stack comfort shoe for recovery miles, long runs, easy runs. So this is not the shoe you're going to break PBs in and win races in. But if you're looking for something to get your kind of daily miles in, absolutely this shoe is worth checking out. Also, one thing I really want to emphasize here, if you are a new runner, I think this shoe is certainly something you should look at, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It certainly got me where I need to be. And I think one of the important things to remember when you're a new runner or someone progressing or really pushing the amount of miles they're doing weekly or the distance they're trying to increase, you've got to bear in mind the impact that's having on your legs. And I've managed to stay injury free, and I think a lot of that is due to picking the right shoes. Now, especially as we're kind of new and learning, you're going to be massively increasing the distances and time on feet. So really just protecting yourself as best you can is going to be key to getting those progressive gains in running. Progression comes when you're stacking consistent mileage, not from one good run. This shoe is going to really help you do that in the best way for your body, which is why I think it's a massive, massive plus for the shoe. Would I recommend this shoe? And I think my gushing for probably the last 5 or 10 minutes has probably made it pretty clear that is a firm yes. I love the Vomero 18. I think I love this even more, although it's early days in terms of the mileage I've done in it, but super cushioned, super protective of my feet and my body, really helps you with that impact, makes those longer runs and those easy miles just an absolute dream. And as I think I just mentioned, as a new runner specifically, knowing this is looking after me and keeping me injury free and keeping me going is just a massive sell. So if you're a new runner or someone massively increasing the time on feet or distance they're getting in weekly, I would recommend a shoe like this to really get you to achieve your goals. And as mentioned, pair it with a speedier shoe, like I mentioned with my Boston 13s, or there are tons of suggestions out there. And I think you've got a really good 2-shoe combo to handle everything that you could have from your current training plan, whether that's speed sessions, tempo sessions, and race day in your faster shoe, and then all of your easy recovery long miles, get it done in the Vomero Plus. And I think you're fully equipped to tackle everything that it's going to throw at you. That has been my review as a new runner of the Nike Vomero Plus. I really hope it's helped you. Has it been insightful? Maybe. If these kind of shoe reviews are useful, do let me know in the comments below. There's lots of other videos on the channel and coming soon. Do me a favor, hit subscribe, all that jazz, but most importantly, I'll see you in the next video.